All right. Per my understanding, I think we should be live by now.
Yep, exactly as my wife calls in from Florida. I'll call you back in a half hour.
Let's give it a second. No, we are live.
Yay.
And we are good to go. So, Brian, how have you been? This is it's been a long time since we've done Talkin Overtime. We've been chatting back and forth, and I was just kind of previewing you to some of the things in my life that have kept me busy and out of our chats for the most part. But what's going on? How have you been?
I'm all good. I can't complain. My family arrived in Florida today around 4:00. So I have Tuesday to Tuesday to just be me and a dog here. You see, there she is. And I have 45 holes of golf. What's up, Daniel Carhoonan? What's up, man? I have like 45, maybe 54 holes of golf scheduled. I got some drawing going on, and that's about it. I'm going to paint the bedroom too. So yeah, everything's good. Good for me. Yay for me.
Yeah. For me, I won't go into too much detail, but there's a lot of things out of my control that are happening, and hopefully it'll all work out in the end. If you remember a little while back, I ran into those issues with my my kidney, and those bills are creeping up. So that sucks. But Liam's in good health. School year's almost over, which is, I guess, a plus for you. And be more time around here. So collecting wise, haven't gotten anything that much new lately. The newest thing I have it sitting here with me. I'm going to review it one day soon. I found the Matt-Trakker sliding puzzle.
Yeah, I remember when I tagged you in that on Facebook.
Yeah. So I got it.
Hey,
but it's already done, so I have to get it,
undo it,
and frustrate myself with it.
Yeah, I got the assist on that one.
So I'm gonna try to do the mayhem one and that one again. But this one here we're not gonna do the Wheel of Illusion. I'm gonna post in the chat what we're going to talk about, just so people have an understanding when they're coming in, and kind of go from there. So in no particular order, we talked about what? The Batman with spoilers included. Spoilers.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen it yet.
Ramen toys and the mask reveals or mask teases.
Yep.
Or whatever they're calling them.
Yeah, I don't know.
They can't call them masks. They'll just call them like not mask. I think it's called Great White is the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's weird. They have some things that are official and some things they're like kind of going under the radar and just saying this is kind of what it is, but we can't call it that. It's odd.
It's odd. You said, no, I know. It's.
And the last one was just collecting and I don't know, collecting fatigue across all
and any
just fatigue across.
Leave it open. Leave it open ended like that. So I posted it in the chat, and I don't know. I want to kind of let's start off with the Batman since it's outside of the realm of this, and we don't have to spend a ton of time on this because there's a lot to say about the ramen toy aspect. But I'll let you start because I don't know if you've seen it, just recently, or if you saw it in the theater. If you have it fresh in your mind.
I have it really fresh in my mind. I saw it when my wisdom tooth was breaking in half as I was eating popcorn. Like it literally was coming apart in my mouth. It was a nightmare. But I was in such pain.
I've had that happen before too. Don't worry.
It was 3 hours of and I'm like a fool. I kept eating the popcorn because God forbid I just stopped. But my wisdom teeth was just breaking apart. But meanwhile, for 3 hours and however many minutes, Batman was awesome. I hate connected universes now. I'm sick of everybody trying to make it happen. Marvel did it, and now it's just there's such an obligation to watch everything, TV, movie-wise, read a book, read the comics. Oh, that happened over here. Oh, you don't watch the internet shows or whatever. So like to have a Batman where it was just like not attached to anything else and like kind of a fresh spin on characters that I love. Like right over my shoulder, you'll see there's Batman up there, like everybody that was in that movie, basically. Um, it was awesome. I thought everybody did great. The actors did great. Script was almost perfect. I think it went on a little long. Right towards the end there, I would have been like, all right, can the ending happen? But, and like the mayor, spoilers right here, takes like a headshot like in the middle of a podium by like a sniper and is like walking it off. I didn't understand some of that. I was like, all right, maybe she got grazed by a trained sniper, I guess.
Yeah,
But,
she got grazed by a sniper that was
overall, I mean, if you
15 feet
complain about
away.
that Batman, it's the length. But everybody from Pattinson to whoever, I don't know all the actors' names. I'm an old dad now. I'm just like, yeah, that guy who played the Thing. Everybody was awesome. I have literally, those were the complaints. A little long, and one little thing irked me. Besides that, I thought it was perfect.
Well, the funny thing you said, like, so Colin Farrell's getting a show about the Penguin.
Mm-hmm.
Colin, and then they're doing a show, Arkham
Okay.
Asylum.
Oh, so they are connecting it all in?
Yeah, so they are.
Oh, great.
But and DC just was absorbed by Discovery
Mm-hmm.
in this big merger, and they put a big hold on the Flash, Aquaman, anything they had going on that was already in production or near the end of production stopped. And the speculation is that they're trying to connect the Snyderverse. I'm just saying, not the Robert Pattinson stuff. That's going to stand alone, like in its own realm for right now, anyway. But getting Henry Cavill back as Superman and all that stuff, like that's what they're talking about. But yeah, I took the day off when it came out. Bought a couple seats around me, wore 2 masks, and I just let myself get absorbed. I was really curious about how it was all going to transpire, and I wasn't disappointed. You had the unrefined Bruce Wayne and Batman starting out relatively new, where their tactics are brutal and they're not what you would see out of the Batman character in years to come. But then you see at the end when he saves everybody, and you kind of see that he's like, you know what, I can still kick everybody's butt, but I also have to be this beacon of hope too.
Yeah.
Which takes him a little bit longer, I would say, to figure out the comics and everything, but for sake of the movies, I'm not going to argue it.
Yeah, 3-hour movie.
And of course, you had the Joker cameo in there. But I was pretty happy with the Riddler.
The Riddler, and Gorshin's my favorite version of the Riddler. This guy is just that he might be the best version of the Riddler. Like, at least there was some like, this is scary. This is actually like a threat. I'm like kind of freaked out where it's not just like, which way does a clock tick? And you're like, oh, it was like really kind of creepy.
No, you're right. And they're like, oh, we got him. And then, oh, no.
Yeah. And the looks on his face.
And that's part of like where it carried on maybe a little too long.
That's the thing. I like that he had a plan afterwards, but it was like, all right, it's just, you should have trimmed something else to get there then. Cause I didn't mind that there was like a false ending, but that it was like another 40 minutes, I felt like.
Yeah. And the darkness of it was a lot darker.
I loved it. It was good. It's Batman.
No, it was. And
Batman can be pitch black. They could just do subtitles on a black screen. I'm good.
Yeah, I was watching the pitch meeting on it, and that's what they said it was going to.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He's like, these movies are getting so dark. Pretty soon we'll just have a black screen, and it'll be a Batman audiobook.
That's my joke. I thought I was original.
No.
Hey, did anybody come up with Bruce Cobain? Because that's what we were calling him on the golf course today. When we were talking about Batman, he was like Bruce Cobain.
I don't think so.
He's a little grungy, little Nirvana-y, little.
No, I mean, overall, it was fantastic. And my wife and I watched it yesterday.
As good as any Batman movie. It's Batman.
Well, there are some things that I didn't like about it, like how he finds out that he's like, "Oh, my dad's dirty," and then the next scene,
Yeah,
he's like,
little
"Oh, no,
Thomas Wayne. See, I didn't mind
no, he's
that. I
not.
guess.
He's great." So like, there could have been something there.
Yeah,
It felt like they rushed that, but
I would have loved if this was like a 10-episode series.
and
It had the meat in there to like really go take that story and even expand upon it. And I don't think 3 hours,
and the cops taking him back to the police precinct instead of a hospital.
Yeah.
Or removing his mask prior. Like, I mean, you have to suspend disbelief when you're doing it, but like when you think about it later on, it happens that way. Like,
I
think about
it's hard because Batman movies when we were kids were aimed at us. I feel like, they wanted the 10-year-old kids to go see Batman. I don't think I'd show a 10-year-old this movie. They wouldn't sleep for a month.
No.
So now they're trying to please like the adults, and at the same time, the concept of Batman's kind of like a hokey childlike thing. A guy dressing up like a bat. So there's going to be stuff like that.
To Batman Begins.
Yeah, I think you could do that. Any of the first, the second one gets a little much, but like I always felt like Batman superhero movies should incorporate children, but lately they're aiming at us like Peacemaker. There's a lot that aren't aiming at kids anymore because adults are buying toys.
But we don't have many viewers tonight, but it's us
Whatever.
Back into this swing of things. If you're watching this later,
I do this to talk to you, and if anybody wants to chime in, I'm always good.
Post a comment. We always check back.
Yep.
On that front,
and monitor.
And Leo will be back too. We just kind of wanted to get the rust off, talking point wise,
and how long can you wait before you talk about ramen toys or the Batman?
No, correct. So with that segue, we can move over to Ramen Toy and the Great White, what they're going to be producing,
which I think I will definitely be buying, and that might be one of my few purchases this year. Would be that.
You talk while I pull the picture up.
All right, so Ramen Toy kind of stepped onto the scene. I don't know, about a year ago, maybe less, and they had these Centaurian prototypes that they weren't calling Centaurians at all because I don't think they have the rights. They were calling them like Sky Commander, Air Commander, Earth Commander, something along those lines. And what always was I had the original Centaurians. I actually sold them between the time that was announced and now. I just was kind of done with it. But they came out with these kind of gritty versions of them, and all across the board, as far as I've seen, people that I respect their opinion and talk to online, not just randoms, they were not happy with the original releases. And Ramen Toys went back and resculpted the heads and did a different paint deco on them to make them look more traditional. And those seem to be the ones that people are more excited about. And some people were a little upset about, you just released these other versions. We didn't know these were coming. Then they got the license to Silverhawks, which is official from Super 7, and they called them Silverhawks. And then out of the blue comes more announcements, and this was one of them when they showed great. At first, I was thinking purple, so I saw Manta, but then I'm like, as I looked at it closer, I'm like, wait, no, that's Shark, which makes sense because we need one.
Yeah, this is the third image that they released.
Yeah.
So I just pulled this up. These are obviously not going to be the end colors for Shark.
No,
but this is to kind of show
how it's going to work.
Correct.
And I've seen people's nitpicks over it. I get it. I get what they're saying, but I need one for my collection anyway.
Yeah.
And I'll see the price. If the price is close to a custom price, I might just go with one of the customs. I mean it. But
no, you're not wrong on that aspect either. Like, I'm really excited about this. That
somebody
try to take it on and to actually, do something with it. And it's going to be interesting. Like, are these $100 a piece?
Yeah, no, I think they're higher than that. I think you're looking at 175.
Well, I mean, I'm saying like in general, like if they're $100 a piece, yeah, sure.
I think they're going to be higher. The Centurions for the three of them are like 190, I think.
Right. Okay.
And they're like 6-inch figures, and they're like 190. So I don't know what we're looking at. All I know is their price points have been pretty high, and I actually emailed them with some examples of art just because I was like, hey, I love drawing man stuff, and if you can use me, I really will draw Shark for food. You know what I mean? I will draw for Shark. and I never heard anything back. So obviously, that was a big flop. But yeah, like some people are pointing out that the back fins are a little short on the sides of the rear wheels, and little things here and there. But if the price point is low, I'm talking like 1 to 125. That's what I'm calling low right now. I'm totally in. If it scooches higher than that, I'm gonna debate between what this looks like at the end and the custom from one of the custom guys.
Yeah, and it's going to be a debate that they're going to have to think about too. I don't know if they fully knew of there's like 10 customizers out there that make Shark.
Yeah, no, they're a weird company. I don't know what they're aware of, honestly.
And they're going to make it an 80 scale. So it'll slide right in. They're going to make a figure.
And I have a Gloria, so I'm good to go on that anyway. I have 2. So
yeah, and it's just going to be, what does it lead to? Does it lead to anything else? If we don't support it, though, off of this run, then we're not going to see anything else really after the fact.
Well, they've already said with their Centurions line, they're doing some 6-inch ones or whatever ones are out now, but they're also releasing a new one in a classic scale that wasn't released in the vintage line, this Apache guy. And they said the only way they're releasing that particular figure is if it gets crowdfunded to the number they need, which I heard was about 800, I think, if my memory's right. So this Shark has to be vintage scale. Why would you release Shark first if it's not going to be vintage scale? It's the missing piece of the collection. And they've already said that it's going to be, right? But if you're going to do a Thunder... why am I calling it Thunderbird? Thunderhawk. Maybe you go G.I. Joe scale. Because I think that gets that gets the guys like me who already have the vintage. I don't know if I'm buying another Thunderhawk vintage scale from them, but a G.I. Joe scale, I think I might be in on that.
And I haven't really talked about that yet, but I'm kind of in the same ballpark. Like I have a Thunderhawk here.
Mm-hmm.
And I have, everything else but I don't have a Shark. And
I just need the Shark. That's the one thing I definitely need.
So it does beg the question of, are they going to do it in that next scale up? How much that cost? And what's the motivation of it going to be? Is it going to be IDW? Is it going to be just Thunderhawk but bigger? What are we looking at here? And I would still purchase it on that next scale up.
I think that's what I want, though. The Shark fits in that hole in the collection that we all have, but I think going forward, why repeat the same scale? That would make no sense to me in a couple of ways. I mean, it's not like mass toys aren't. If they're going to charge $100 for a new one, you can get a Condor. You know what I mean? Like, why make it the same scale for the ones that we've already had in our collection? Go big.
Right. You're 100% right on that. Why? You can get you can go on and get a Condor with Brad with the short mask for like $50.
Yeah,
right?
Easy. Why release that same scale for $75? Just a little updated. It doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
Make a big one. I got you.
No, it does make sense. That's the way that it makes the best sense. In all honesty, I don't know. It's just without any more information, we have to speculate on it. But so far, I like what I'm seeing with this.
Me too. It looks awesome.
And let's see. We got
Daniel says that they're waiting to show a physical prototype before they reveal the price for the Shark. I think they want the whole package out there before they release the price. I bet you that price comes in a lot higher than Mask fans are expecting. I'm guessing right now. My guess is $200 with the figure.
Yeah, I can see that happening.
But I think that is the way we're going.
I can see that happening, and that's actually lower than a lot of the custom stuff too.
Yeah, it's like 150 off most custom makers, guys.
Yeah, I mean, for reference.
Yeah.
I don't know. I every time I look at it, like I I said it in a couple of videos. Like I just keep thinking of the GI Joe tracker, and I'm like, they're gonna screw me over, aren't they? They're gonna put this one thing out, and and I'll be happy with this. It'd be great. Like, oh look, this is out.
If they just do this, I'm cool. But if they're really gonna go forward and like give us Thunderhawk, and there was another one they teased, I think, and I can't remember the name. Was there another one they teased?
Not that I saw.
No, they were teasing Brave Star in that same little tease.
Yeah.
But if they're going to go forward and do like at least a Thunderhawk and a Switchblade, it would be cool to have bigger versions.
Yes, I agree with that.
I don't know if I buy them at the same scale. I'm looking at the ones that are always going to be the definitive versions to me. You know?
So so you can see that all of these kind of fit in here, nice and neat.
Yeah.
But if you're going to scale up, you're going to fit one in there, right?
Yeah, tops.
So all of this is gone.
I'm just waiting for a company to make actual masks that you would wear, because I would be in on all those.
Well, there was
that to me is the real dream. I want helmets. I want masks in a collection. Like I'm good with toys. I want something different.
That were doing it. They were making them by order essentially, but I think the owner ran into some medical issues, and I don't think they're in production anymore.
Yeah, there was a guy that made like a bunch of them. They look so good. I'd kill to have those.
And there's also like a member of like the boards in the community that's made them themselves.
He made a kebab too. That guy.
Yeah, I'm drawing a blank on the name.
I think he's German, but they look awesome. He's definitely European.
It might have been one of the Bjorns, and I'm not saying that like
it's not
European name.
It's not the one Bjorn. It's not the Shapeways Bjorn. I think it was the other guy.
It might have been. So sorry if that's the case.
Yeah, sorry, guy. I like your stuff a lot.
Yeah,
it's great.
I'm drawing a blank, and I apologize, but I would. That would be a happy problem to have. Yeah. How do I display this scale up item?
Yeah,
I mean, now, and think of it this way too. What if they go 6-inch? How do you do that?
If you're doing 6-inch, I might be in for a Condor and a Gator, but after that, my room is like tight.
Like, yeah, I said in one of the videos, I have the animated series Batmobile from the 6-inch line that came out with. The damn thing is, it's so big.
I had it. It's as long as 5 of these mask vehicles right here.
Yeah, and it displays worse than Boulder Hill.
It's hard.
So you couldn't put it anywhere on display. So that would be an actual thing to think about. You'd have to put it up top. You'd be hanging off the side, and I don't know if they do 6-inch figures with no vehicles, but also the.
I feel like if you don't do the vehicles and mask, you're missing.
Well, if they do so let's say this becomes popular, and they do the GI Joe scale with the vehicles.
Yeah,
and then they also do a 6-inch line of a couple to see how that goes. Like,
okay,
they have let's say they have a progression of what their business plan is going to be for it. Shark, start with that. How's it? How well is it going to sell? Then, if that does well, then we go. You know what? We listen to that one Talkin Overtime, and we're going to change our business model a little bit, where we're going to scale up Red Gullwing, and we're going to make a GI Joe scale.
It should be that,
and go that route. And we're also going to let him design the box art.
No, that'd be great. Let me do it.
No, I mean this is all.
I get my style. My style's not for everybody. I really lean into a style.
But no, that makes the most sense.
I do not take any offense.
And I'm gonna think about it more too and put it into a separate video. But it's kind of funny though, because I was thinking about it today. I was looking for some Cars Duplo from Pixar for him, and we got a couple of them, and then there's also the things that aren't Duplo, but they're gigantic. And I'm going, if this was a little bit smaller, I wouldn't mind getting this for him because he likes all the other ones he has so far.
Mm-hmm.
But it's too big. It doesn't fit in with.
Yeah. Well, they might run into that problem with people not wanting to get the stuff past the Shark because it doesn't fit in with their vintage stuff. I don't think so because Mask fans are starved. So I think they'll be happy to grab all of it. At least, they're not going to be buying a collector anytime soon. But if you do like the hits, I think you're safe.
Yeah, I mean,
the stuff from the cartoon, Series 1, the stuff from the cartoon that people remember, maybe Hurricane 2.
No, correct.
Whatever was in the theme song image, the title intros. That's the stuff.
Flattened firecracker. I want that one too.
Oh, I love a melted firecracker.
But no, like you're right. Why would I agree with this? And again, if anybody's watching, this later, if you kind of have the same kind of thought process with that,
please chime in.
Because one thing I've really liked recently in a lot of the videos that I've been doing has been the comments and the interaction. Because
that's why we go live. I like to talk to people.
Well, no, I mean in general that people are, I think, getting more excited about it. And I'm seeing comments from videos that I did, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, that people are going back and watching. Don't go back too far because a lot of them are terrible.
Yeah,
but
don't look at any art of mine from before 2021.
Hey, look, it took me a while to perfect what I was doing, and
I get you. I get it. And now you've chiseled it out to like Michelangelo's David.
Now I'm the king of YouTube, right?
There you go.
No, it just took me a while to figure out how I wanted to convey things. And you, Dave, Lisa, Darcy, you're all been a big help too. With helping, just got like ideas and throwing things out there and doing videos. It helps keep things fresh. So I mean it's important. I don't know.
Yeah, so it's fun. It's crazy that we're actually getting something, and what I get is people are more excited than they are concerned. Like, it's not a perfect version. Obviously, they're sending us something early, but I when you see the fan bases that get so much stuff, the complaints are like hot and heavy about like, oh, that doesn't look great, or those eyes are the wrong color, or this belt's the wrong color. Mask fans are just like, oh my God, Shark, thank you, Jesus. Like, they're so appreciative. I think that most people are kind of like excited and a little concerned about price maybe, but the mask boards are basically all happy as far as this goes. So
it goes back to, I reference this conversation I had with Michael a lot because it was such like a great conversation that was had.
Mm-hmm.
That I would essentially buy anything that Max put out. Now,
Funko Pop, you'd have it.
If there is something that I would want more than something else, sure. And that's also an idea that I've been thinking about too. Of overall where. Like, and I'm gonna open it up to like a user vote thing, like I did for the series ones, because there was like 400 votes or something. It was a pretty cool little interaction with everybody. Just like, if it comes out this way, or if it comes out, what's your preference? And if you leave it open, just a quick open-ended question, and put something together with it and just see how people like, what they want to go through with it. Now, there's going to be people, as you said, that are going to balk at pricing, and there's going to be people
that's when the community is going to be like, what? Because I don't think people realize the prices of toys right now are like just through the roof, and to the point where I'm like, I don't even want to buy anything anymore. Like, it doesn't make sense to me to buy characters I've bought a million times. This leads into my collecting fatigue at the prices that they're charging right now. Like, every G.I. Joe I have behind me in that case, I have 4 shelves full of all the G.I. Joes I want, and they're like $55 a figure right now for like the Super 7 Ultimates. And as cool as they look, I'm just like, I don't know. I think the mass community is going to be like $200, yeah, ha ha ha, LOL, whatever. I think that's coming.
Well, the one thing too that I will say is that I am pre-ordering the Gargoyles figures that are coming out.
Okay.
but I have to think about that. Like, they're $42 a piece.
The NECA ones are pricey.
Like the Goliath figure I love, but they still need to bring the wings in, so he's standing there not looking like a freaking weirdo the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
But they're packaging a set of wings with Bronx, the dog one. So I have to buy that in order to get
that's
the
how
wing.
they get you. Yeah.
But they just pre-ordered. You have Hudson out, Demona, and I was like,
that collection is going to run you $200-$250 easy by the time it's done, right?
I just finished getting the loose collection from the early 90s version, and I spent, I don't know, $80 getting them all.
Yeah.
Like I had a couple, but the other ones I needed, it was like $80. So the ones that I want to get, I'll get. Like I got Goliath. I'm gonna have to buy Bronx.
Mm-hmm. See, I don't know any of them, but I see them at the stores. They look cool. Just you have these days. I feel like you have to pick and choose what you're buying. You can't just be excited about everything because it's gonna be the end of your wallet or like the end of your shelf spaces, or you're just gonna be drowning in this stuff. I don't know. It's too much. I think they're banking on everybody continuing to just be all like gung ho for like toys, but I think we've reached a point where they've pushed people almost past the point of not wanting any of it. Because that's what I pick up online a lot. Like people are like, "Oh, I'm done. I can't justify this." Even today, there was a whole Marvel Legends reveal, and so many people were like, "Well, if they want to charge that, I'm out."
Well, they're charging $25 a piece now, right?
Yeah, and some of the specialty ones are like 33, 35, 42. Like there's like a $15 difference in some of the figures they showed today. And I could tell that Twitter was a little pissy
Legends,
when I was on there for a second.
It's like the Legends Premium Wave or something.
Mm-hmm.
I forget exactly what it is, but
people are being priced out and they're sick of it.
It had I don't know. The first one out of it was like I think one of the Thanoses maybe, or like I don't know. There was a couple things like that I remember seeing, but DC's doing it too, where you have the Darkseid figure and Steppenwolf, and that's going to happen.
Yeah. There's just so much stuff. It's like a flood of stuff. It's almost like that's why I said we should talk about fatigue, because I think
we can.
People are just like.
So let's close out this for now, Ramen Toy, because this is.
Well, the Ramen Toys are to be continued. I feel like we'll talk about that like every time we talk now.
It's going to be a to be continued, but obviously post your questions if you have them.
Please.
And follow them on their Facebook and Twitter pages because they post updates. So it'll be a good way to go. And I recommend it. Hopefully it'll pan out and you'll see something soon.
Yeah.
But I don't know. All right. So let's lead into fatigue.
All right. I don't know if this is just me either. Maybe it's just a thing that I'm dealing with. Okay.
Because these topics were things that you brought up, but two of them I was like, yeah, I wanted to talk about those, but fatigue was one that you brought up. I'm just always tired. So
it's a general malaise.
Yeah, I just always have that. But so part of the thing that I have going on is that there's all this stuff around me, and the point that you made about how many times do I have to buy the same figure? Well, when I am looking and if I see something out of the corner of my eye, I go, do I need that Spider-Man more than I need that Spider-Man? Like I have one at home.
Yeah.
If I get it, the Spider-Man that's on display goes away. It doesn't stay. Wolverine, Captain America, if I get the one, they don't stay because it's too much. You get overwhelmed.
I see people have like 19 Skeletors in their collection. I'm like, what are you doing?
Well, I mean, so I brought this up before. I have a Batman shelf there, which you can't really see with the light on, but it's different iterations of Batman. Like
and
comics, movies.
It's hard to collect Batman without having different versions of him, I suppose.
Yeah, but I don't see this shelf here. I have one He-Man, two He-Man.
Yeah, well, He-Man's another one. You could have 100 versions of He-Man.
But I don't have 100 versions of
He-Man. No, I have one. I got rid of everybody. I got rid of Thunder Punch, Battle Armor. Well, I just kept my.
I'm over here.
My guy.
I can't see it, but I got I got one Cyclops from the Legends line. I got one Deadpool. Before, and this was years ago, I was like, oh my god, look, a new version of Blue Beetle. I have to have three.
I need to have another one of those.
So, and that was, that was something that I had to figure out on my own to go, all right, well, maybe I should pull back on that a little bit. And fatigue wise, there's nothing really that I'm actively searching for myself. I'm looking for stuff for Liam from time to time, but
all my kids.
It's I actually have to look to sell some things to which it's the lamest thing you could do, but pay down some medical bills and which isn't going to help, because if these things come out, these ramen toy things come out,
right back to the medical bill.
I'll go
sell that bad kidney.
Okay. I'm going to have to. And people still buy it, even if it's
50% off.
But I find myself, I'll peruse an aisle real quick. I'll go, oh, look, that came out. That's cool.
Yeah, I like looking at this stuff outside of like the McFarlane Batman stuff right now, the 66 stuff from the Adam West show. I collect Storm collectibles, Street Fighter, but they come out like one a year. It's not like this onslaught of money I'm spending. I have everything vintage I want. There's not one more thing I want vintage. Like, I'm good. My vintage collection, I can't imagine one more thing I'm really dying to have when I look around, and I don't have the shelf space for it. Modern, I never can justify the price because I have a million hobbies. I draw, I play golf, I read, I play video games, I hang out with my family, I go camping, we go on vacations, blah, blah, blah. Like, they get toys. I can't justify like a $265 wave of 4 figures from Super 7 for characters I already have right there behind me, like in the case. It just, at some point I'm like, this is kind of dumb. Like, there's got to be an end game for me here.
Well, some people can justify it. That's fine.
Yeah. But, you know what? I'm not saying you guys shouldn't buy them. But just for me personally, I can't justify it
a long time ago, and it was actually it was Andy. I was talking with him once, and the Andy from our board, or like the community that has like pretty much everything mask you could ever want. There's a couple of guys like that, but
is he the guy with the prototypes?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's like, well, you can collect other things. Like he was a big, big collector for Star Wars, if I remember correctly. And he's like, I had to, I had to think about, do I want to go this way, or do I want to go and never truly be happy with this, or go this way with Star Wars? And he's like, and eventually I just kind of, sold off the one thing and went with the other.
Yeah, and that's what happens when you start making decisions. You realize that some stuff's expendable that you didn't think was. My back room, I'm more focused on that right now. My golf room and my like sports room. I bought like a Magic Johnson poster because I'm obsessed with that show Winning Time, and I'm also reading the book now. Like, it's just not for kids, but it is so good that I got myself like a vintage Magic Johnson poster. I just been sitting back there and just like doing stuff like a magazine to frame, but toy wise, it's just, I don't know. I feel like outside of that ramen toy shark and a couple of other little things, I have nothing on my horizon. I'm just kind of like looking for the next thing that makes me like feel that I have to have it, and nothing's done it in like, God, a year.
Yeah, the closest for me would have been the Gargoyles line, but I won't be able to afford that collection. I want to.
If they go deep like Ninja Turtles, you're screwed, because the NECA Ninja Turtle line is probably a $5,000 collection at this point. Because they release 2-packs, 5-packs, exclusives, costumes, Archie Comics characters. Yeah,
there's the 2-packs of the classics.
Yeah,
at my Walmart right now, and they go 7 deep right now for each one. Well, nobody's buying them, and I mean, forget about it with the Masters line. Like any of them, they're.
I see the same Masterverse figures every time I go to Target.
I posted a picture of the
sitting there
of the one. It was either Target or Walmart. I forget what it was, but literally, like the Bluey characters. from the girls section were gone. But,
yeah, those goes fast.
But this entire section, and I know they didn't just fill it because I've been there a few times, and
No, I know my master section's rotting.
I see
the Marvel stuff goes, the Transformers go, the GI Joe stuff goes.
Well, I don't want it to rot though, but
it definitely
I don't understand why it all happened all at once.
Like Skin Color Stratos, I've seen like 3 of him. He just doesn't want to fly away. So I don't know. But I know there's no fatigue with that line because people love it. So
no, and I won't buy them. Like if something really came out, like that really, I was like, ooh, look at that. Like Liam has the couple that I purchased, except for I have Orko sitting here because I
have Sunman on pre-order. I stand corrected. I have Sunman on pre-order. That's the only one though.
I'm trying to, but other than that,
nothing.
Other than the Gargoyles figures, like I'm just really looking forward to what Ramen Toy's going to do.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's taking mask for me to care about toy collecting right now, personally. Like, because everything else is just either like the price points don't justify it for me, or the space I have doesn't justify it. The one thing that could probably drag me in is mask. That's it. Because that's where that's my thing. Obviously, I put out 7 comics and drawn countless other things. That's my thing.
Well, and that's another topic too. I think we can continue this topic as well.
Yeah, always.
We're a couple minutes over our normal run time.
Overtime.
We're going to end it here for now.
I'm good with that.
And as we get a little bit deeper into a couple of things. We could try to at least get to a monthly schedule.
That'd be nice.
Because time
every 3 weeks. Yeah.
Thing right now.
Oh man. Out of nowhere, Mr. Intensity. How ballpark figure how much a complete mint and sealed? Oh my god, thousands. Are we talking split seconds? Because Laser Command's gonna put you at a mark we're already starting high.
And sealed versus unsealed.
And sealed is no. You're looking at thousands and thousands and thousands, like 5-figure thousands, right?
Yeah, I mean, I would think that Laser
every single thing sealed. Including,
I would think like Laser Command.
Dude, think about the chili find, and those are pretty common. Those 4 alone are like basically averaging $650 per sale, and that's just 4, not really 4 of the hot ones, except maybe Manta. Like a sealed Thunderhawk, what is that going to run you? $1,500? Sealed completely,
probably around 1,000.
Yeah, I mean you're looking at 10,000 plus for sealed. Loose, you could figure it out. I did.
Oh, that's how. If you guys want to get me a Billboard Blast, if it's sealed, I can't see it.
Yeah, that makes it better.
That's the only way I could collect.
Yeah, no. Mint and sealed boxes, forget about it. You could do it. I've seen everything. I've seen a version of everything sealed.
Now, remember too,
the time I've been online.
Worth is what you or somebody else is going to pay for it, but I've seen some ridiculous prices, and I've seen some reasonable prices.
Toy Store by Me has a $500 Boulder Hill mint in box, not sealed. That's $500 for mint in box with not sealed.
Let me put some. Let me do some homework on that, and I'll put together.
I bet you just off the top of my head, it's like $16,000.
And I'll write down Brian's guess.
That's my guess, $16,000. Because Laser Command's going to be like $2,500, right?
I would say closer to 4.
See, if you're putting it at 4, we're like, half a Billboard Blast for Phil.
Yeah, it's got to be hermetically sealed. So
you sell it all for an AFA Billboard Blast.
All right, so you said 16,000.
I'm going $16,000 total. I'm probably lowballing it. Everything, every single thing, mint and sealed box. We can go to the sold categories and look them up. Average out the recent one. I don't care. I bet you it's about $16,000.
It's a hard guess just because it changes so much. But let me.
Yeah, right this second. 10 years ago, I'm guessing 8.
Yeah,
You know?
I'll throw a guess here too, just to keep it fun. I'll say 16,001.
Oh, your price is right to me.
No,
Yeah, no, I think 20,000 is not a
that's
a
kind of
bad
where I
bet.
was going to lean. So I'll just mark Daniel down for that.
I'm telling you, it's going to be. It's toy prices are crazy,
And this will include
and as much as people forgot about
Target.
masks, they also haven't.
This will include the carded stuff, things like that. But I'll put it together and give you the best of what I can come up with. Like I haven't updated the price guide in a little while, but that's only just a guide. I'll try to get you something that's a little bit up more up to date.
I paid so low for some of mine; it's not even funny, and I didn't get back into it till like 2015. I mean, they're not sealed. I have everything open except one bullet, but yeah, I got lucky. I paid $45 for a complete rhino shipped, everything mint, short masks. Like that doesn't happen right now.
Yeah, I mean, I think Daniel's probably closer.
He probably is. I was just guessing at 16 grand, thinking that seems like a lot, but you're probably right.
And we're counting. Are we counting the the German version, the
just
Canada version,
one of everything,
and not the train sets and the
no train sets.
Okay,
just one of every release that was released. If you go around the world, you're gonna get those weird Calhoun Burns adventure packs I never even knew existed. So I guess do we count those? I don't know.
They were released. They were official releases. So yeah, we'll count those.
You're not counting that one you got ripped off on from Argentina, right? Whatever those are called, playful.
No, they're all legitimate.
All right,
but I can't count them because I don't know what the hell they're worth.
Yeah, no. How do you know that?
Yeah,
I think if you count series 1, 2, 3 in split seconds, it's going to be a lot. I think 16 might be low. You're right.
Well,
we'll find out.
I'm going to go 22.
Oh, now your price is right in Daniel.
$22.
There you go. All right. Yeah. Awesome.
We'll try it that way. So thanks for the question.
Very cool.
The idea. And Case Slater 23 once every 3 weeks would be great.
That's what I want. Once every 3 weeks.
All right. So we were doing 2 before when we had more time. If we do once every 3, I think that would be pretty good. So we can we'll fluctuate.
Every other Sunday night I get the alert and I'm like, oh, we're not recording.
I'll remove it, so we're gonna have to press that every Sunday night now.
All right.
But we'll figure it out.
All right.
But yeah, if there's any questions along the way, please let us know. But again, thanks for joining us on this Talkin Overtime, and I guess we'll talk to you later.
Be good, guys. Thank you.
Thanks. See you. And broadcast. I have to look over here for the button. It's like all the way over here.
I never know when we're done.
No, we're still going, but it's like
I just stare off